Well, hey, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Today is International Women's Day, and we have 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. planned for you today. There was another person that was added on. Like I said, my eyes are going cross right now. I don't even know how many continents there are, but the young lady that I met yesterday, that is a fashion designer from Denmark, will be joining us at the end of what we're doing. So kind of slipped her in there. And this is really, really great. Really glad to have everyone locally as well as across the United States and across the world, because we are Women of Impact and Innovation International. And so we have several beautiful women that are waiting behind the stage to come back in. And hopefully those that were on earlier heard me say that everything is in 2-hour segments. So just to log right back in. And I see some people popping on now and leaving some messages. So that is great. So without further ado, I'm going to bring both of these ladies on at once. And we're going to have like a little conversation and kind of go back and forth and just have some fun with it. Okay. All right. So without further ado, I love saying her name. And this is Carmel Jean-Francois that I'll be bringing up. And then the alert factor herself, Miss Nancy Alert. Here they are. They're both smiling backstage. Bring everybody on. Hey.
Hey.
Hello,
Good
hello.
morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Very good.
Great.
Awesome. Now somebody just said hello from Nigeria. Who are you from Nigeria? Who? So I can't see names on here. I just see Facebook users. So some of you all have been leaving your names. Go ahead and leave, even if it's just your first name. That would be great. So you all have an international audience. Congratulations, ladies. So Carmel, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, good morning. I'm so excited to be here. This is so good. I am Carmel Jean-Francois, owner and founder of CFIT Coaching. I work with individuals who have come to realize that they might possibly be dealing with a food and sugar addiction, and I assist them in adapting a whole food, plant-based lifestyle to combat that addiction and to also to also gain control of their health and their fitness and their nutrition. So that's what I do. That's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. And she does much more than that, ladies and gentlemen. I just have you know. But like she said, in a nutshell, that was it. And then Miss Nancy Alert Factor. How are you?
I am fantastic. I too love the way you say your name. Oh my.
Thank you.
I love it.
And with your accent, your little accent, Miss Nancy, you need to say her name. Let's hear it.
Say it. I can't see it. Say it again.
Say my name again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's Carmel Jean-Francois.
Oh, Carmel Jean-Francois.
Perfect.
You know how we are without our glasses. She's like, oh, I can't see it. Can you just say it? I can't
I
see
know,
it.
and I took the glass.
So who are you, Miss Nancy? Go ahead and introduce yourself. Did you put yourself on mute? Miss Nancy. Miss Nancy. Hello. Oh my gosh. Miss Nancy, is it me or her?
It's no, she's not. We can't hear her. And
We
she doesn't
can't
have
hear
on her
you.
glasses. So
And she just talking away.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes,
now
now
we can't.
Oh,
You have to start from the beginning.
okay.
And she told on you too. She's like, she don't have on her glasses, so she can't even see that we're waving our hands and can't see.
Okay, so I'm Nancy Allert, and I'm known as the multifamily unit expert. And what does that mean? It means that I show people, I coach people how to create passive income and generational wealth by buying multifamily units, by buying buildings, y'all. You can do it. It's easier than you think. It's easier than you think. I show you how to leverage life insurance products and buy the buildings and create generational wealth. And I'm also the host of an Emmy nominated TV show. It's a luxury lifestyle TV show, The American Dream.
Mhm. See, now we needed to hear that, and including the YALL. I show you how to buy buildings, y'all. It's easier than you think. We just straight up real here on WOIII. Okay. Oh, that's so good, so good, so good. Okay, so I am going to. So she's just not sitting in the background here. I'm going to bring Linda on, and then I promise I'm going to go to each person. But she's back there smiling. She's kind of trying to fit us in here too. So, and then where did Nancy go? Oh my gosh, Miss Nancy, where'd you go?
Turned her video off or something.
Well,
No, I
Yes.
didn't. I can't see you. Where are you?
Oh no.
I'm
we are
here.
here. So when you get your video back, I'll bring you back. Hey, Miss Linda, how are you?
Good. I'm in a stairwell right now, so it might be really echoey.
It's echoey and your face is really just like a big mush. But
You know what? I'm going to go outside. I'm going to try that.
yeah, maybe try to go outside. So now
I'll do that.
the only person I have left is Carmen.
I'm not going anywhere, I promise.
I know Nancy's waving her hand. So Carmel, let us know what keeps you motivated every single day to just keep moving with your motivation of other people. This isn't what keeps you moving in general, but you being motivated to motivate.
Me being motivated to motivate.
Mhm.
Number one, because I coach people on how to be healthier, how to be more fit. And it's because I believe in fitness. It's because I believe in nutrition to help enhance our lives. And what even Larissa was saying, to go out and do what we were intended to do and not have our health stand in the way. And that's what motivates me, my passion for health and for us to be obedient to our calling, and being unable to be obedient to our calling because of health. It's just unfair because we have so much power over our own health, Crystal. Many people don't feel that power. Many people have not yet been empowered. So what motivates me is the potential of teaching somebody how to take that power back and how to take their health back, because I know it's possible. It's
Mhm.
possible. So many people feel like, well, it runs in my family. That's
Mhm.
such a small part of the equation and they don't even realize it. So many people feel like, well, I've been diagnosed, so I'm just going to be on medication for the rest of my life. And it's diagnosis is not a life sentence. And I get excited and motivated to teach people that. And then to see when they actually start to improve and they get healthier and they're like, oh my God, Carmel, I didn't think that was possible. That's what motivates me, Crystal.
Mhm. Mhm. And she said it with such passion and
Because I'm passionate about it.
And I have to tell you, with what I've been doing, I don't know if you saw the post, but like the 90-day vegan, there's a few people that are on that challenge, and
Crystal,
people keep
can I
asking.
tell you something real quick? I saw that and I said, how come she didn't call me?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the end of
Well, I
Carmel's
had to
interview.
invite
This
myself
is
in.
the
You
end of
didn't
her
call
interview.
me
It will just be
either.
Nancy and I. Carmel is gone. It has a button on here where you can remove from the screen. It also says kick out of the studio. She wants to kick me out of the studio. Actually, that's what was about to happen.
I'm crying. I'm laughing so much.
Oh my God, she's wiping her eyes. She's crying. Poor thing. I'm so sorry. But anyway, we can talk about that later. Can I give my little story? We have people behind the scenes waiting to get in. Can I give my little story?
Yes.
Because people just do not believe me. They do not believe me, and they keep trying to offer me food. So listen, I haven't been hungry. My stomach does not growl. Okay. It just doesn't growl. And so I can just go from whatever time at night till the next day. And then it's like, maybe I should eat something. Like, maybe I should actually eat, because I start each day. I have everybody doing, I don't know, Nancy, if you're doing it, but the lemon water with the fresh lemon and fresh ginger, boiling that every single day and just drinking that throughout the day. And I have my cinnamon, my turmeric, and other things like that. And so, yeah, it's like I'm just not even hungry. And so I'm like, people are like, well, because even right now, I'm here at doing some pre-events for the Oscars. So we're in a house and there's 4 of us. And we keep having to stop for them. And they're like, can you please stop? Because I'm driving. I'm like, no, we're just going straight home. It's like, I'm going to tell your husband you're trying to starve us to death. But it's working. It's really working. And I will call you, Carmel. I don't want to be in too much trouble, but I will call you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're motivated. You really had some passion there before I kicked you out. But so Nancy, what motivates you to do what you do? Because you normally give, or you used to give in your introduction, that you've lost millions so others don't have to. That used to be what you said.
And that is that's what motivates me. That motivates me because, like you said, Chris, I used to say I lost millions in the real estate industry, so you don't have to. This is what I'm bringing to you. I am motivated to have you not lose everything, for you not even go in the game because you don't want to lose, because you don't know the rules, you don't have the information. That's what motivates me. Every morning I wake up, I want to make sure. And for me, I focus on Black and brown women, especially single women, because I was single women losing everything and no one there to help me. And so that's almost like became my why. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, who am I going to help today to know that they can do this? Because we are operating under the wrong mindset that we can do this. This is for other people. I'm a Black or brown girl. How am I going to buy a building? The other people do this, the other people. But no, what I say is, when you walk around saying don't hate the player, hate the game, I'm like, no, don't hate the player, don't hate the game, but learn the rules of the game so you
Right.
can participate, so you too can be involved. You too could be playing the game like everybody else.
Right. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Linda's face is not mush now. And if you have not been on, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But it's not mush now. So I'm going to bring the non-mush version of Linda back to the
Sunshine West.
That is so
Yes.
much better. Isn't that better, ladies?
Yes.
She's like,
Okay, I might not be mush. Oh gosh, the sound is probably pretty bad still, right?
No, it's
but
fine.
Okay, good. I want to say something. I might not be mush, but I do look like I should be like this: face forward, face right, face left, getting my picture taken in prison. It's like the perfect prison background. How do I know that? I used to work in the jails, by the way. It's not because I was incarcerated.
How do you know that? You used to be in prison.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Crystal, I'm hoping you're going to ask me the same question you asked the other ladies, because I love this, like why you do what you do. I think it's an important question for us. So are you going to ask me that?
If what's happening now is that you just want to interview yourself, just go ahead and answer whatever it is you want to answer.
That would be kind of fun, right? Like ask myself the questions I want to answer.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
Like, I hope you ask me that. Okay. Miss Linda,
yes.
What is it you do and what inspires you to do what you do?
Well, I'm going to start with what inspires me to do what I do is, for many, many years, 51 years of my life, my voice was stifled and I was too scared to speak up because I had this tremendous fear of judgment. And when I started sharing my story, which was after working with a life coach for several months, I started sharing my story and I found that my voice had value. So this happened at age 51. So through this process, I started sharing my story, whether it was on stages or speaking on stages, terrified to do it, but I did it. And then I also showed up in books. And it was through the process of, publishing books or being in people's books, whether it was collaborative books or doing my own, that I found my voice. And one thing that I've learned is that through us being able to share our stories and having a platform to do that, this is something that, gives us that inspiration to step forward and do it ourselves. And so providing that opportunity for people to come in and share their story, their voice through books. I am a book publisher. Our main focus is on the collaborative space. We love, bringing people together inside one collaboration book where they kind of like just break through that first barrier of sharing their story. And I'd say that probably about 35 to 40% of the authors that I work with are people who have been scared to share their story. They've been scared to put their voice out there. So for me, that's what drives me to keep going, is to help give them that voice, that opportunity to share their message with the world. That's what I do.
Awesome.
And the crowd goes wild.
And the crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh. You were so cute. You were so cute. Oh, I hope you asked me the same question.
I know.
The next question I'd like you to ask me is, and I'm just kidding.
Okay, you know
I'm
what?
just kidding.
I remove Carmel for getting on me. I'll just, you in the stairwell.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, if I were in the same house as you, because I know you're in Los Angeles right now, where I am, and if I were in the same house as you with your 4 house guests, then I wouldn't have this issue. So why didn't you invite me, Crystal?
Okay, you know what?
Linda, I wasn't invited either.
Okay, so I guess it's just me by myself because all y'all have stuff to say. Go back to the y'all of Nancy.
Yeah.
I'll just bring Lupe on. She's back there waiting. So, Carmel, what are some final words that you have related to the best thing you feel that we should do related to our health? The best thing as women.
First of all, hi, Linda. Linda changed the way I looked at my business and a few years ago when we met. So I don't know if you even remember what the heck I'm talking about, Linda, but I know in my heart I want to say hello again and thank you.
I do. I remember it so well. It was amazing.
You want to know, Crystal?
No, it was the one-on-one at Emerge, right?
Yes. The one-on-one at Emerge.
I remember.
Yes, sure.
I remember.
Yeah, so anyway, the one thing I would like to share is, the best thing you said, the best thing is pay attention, drink your water. We're walking around over here, we're walking around completely dehydrated and we don't even know it. So that's first and foremost, drink your water, leave the, whatever you call it, soda, pop, fizzy drinks, whatever you want to call it, the Mountain Dew, the Sunkiss, the 7-Up, the Coke, leave that alone, put that down. Not only is it rotting our teeth, but it's putting way too much sugar in our bodies and we're making ourselves sick unnecessarily. So that's the main thing, but there's so many more other things. I want to say pay attention to everything that you put in your mouth, because everything we eat, we're either serving our health or sabotaging our health. So take your pick. And that goes for everything.
I hear you loud and clear, Carmel. My banana.
And we need to have a conversation about bananas though, but okay.
He has one too.
So we need to have a conversation about bananas.
I'm about the vegetables and fruit, baby. Thank you, Linda.
Yeah. But even that kind of depends on what's going on in your body, whether a banana is good for you or not. So,
right.
But it's a step in the right direction.
Step in the right direction.
So to your point, it's always a question of, is this better than what? Like, what are we comparing it to? This is better than an Oreo cookie. You feel me?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm just kidding. I'm like,
what? I'm like, you know what? Just take me off the screen. I'm gonna leave, exit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't been doing sugar and stuff. So yeah, it's been interesting and people keep trying to feed me. I'm like, I'm not hungry. So I'll get in touch with you. I'll get in touch with you. I'll get in touch with you. You can come to the house, Linda, like whatever. So,
Crystal, you have to give her that apple salad recipe, because
I
I
made
live for that.
Yeah, I told everybody about you. I told everybody about you here. I made it here when we had salmon, and I made uh black kale with mushrooms and some onion and whatnot. Everything. I made beets with the flour I used with I soaked them in olive oil and put flaxseed almond and Cajun on them.
Mhm.
Flaxseed and almond flour is
Mhm.
what I use for them. Oh my gosh, the ladies that never ate beets in their life, they were sucking down the beets, let me tell you.
You're gonna
So
have to
you all
send
will
me
be able to
that.
have all of this because you all are supposed to be coming to my party and the gala and stuff that we're having September 8th. Hopefully you all can come, but I'll be cooking. We'll talk about this later. And then
Are
we can
we
be
are we on a yacht? Are we on a yacht? Was
a
that a
yacht
yacht?
in
I just
Arizona. See, I'm through with you, Nancy. There's no yachts in Arizona, but we
I
There's no yachts in Arizona. But thank you, Carmel. And we're going to get together. Don't leave me in the doghouse, okay, Miss Carmel?
you
You on
muted.
mute.
Oh, I was trying to get off of mute. I said, never, never could I keep you in the doghouse, Crystal. I love
Okay.
you too much.
Okay. Okay. Appreciate it. You have a really great day. Thanks for having some time for us today on International Women's Day.
Oh my gosh, it's my honor, my complete honor. And lovely, lovely, lovely talking with you ladies as well.
Awesome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Nancy, what are your final comments for us today?
Well, what I would like to say to women and everyone is we have to change our mindset. We have to change our mindset, because if we don't, we will stay where we are, right? We will stay where we are. In order for us to make any movement, we have to change our mindset. We have to understand that what happens um you can move with to go forward, right? The past is the past. Let's understand what that is, move away. We're working with now. And with right now, we as women, black and brown, we can do everything everybody else can do. We just have to take the time, get the information, and use the information, because education without implementation is just entertainment, right? So you have to get the information and then use the information. Every single person, I think, should own a building. It doesn't have to be 356 units, okay? It can be 4 units, 4 unit, and it is easier, my friends. It's easier than you think to own a multi-family unit. It's easier than buying a single family home. Why? Because when you buy a single family home, it's just you qualifying for it. When you
Mhm.
buy a multi-family unit, the bank takes 75% of the rents you're going to get and add that as income. So that is added to your income. So therefore, you can buy a building. So if you by yourself could buy something for $400,000, then take 75% of the rents from your 4 unit building and add to that. Now you could buy about $1 million. So you can buy a building, right? You could buy more than a 4 unit building. That's all I'm saying. Just change your mindset and get the information, get the correct information, because there's a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Get the correct information. And if you're looking for the correct information, just go to the alertfactor.com, book me, and you get your 30 minutes free consultation on how you can create passive income and generational wealth by buying multifamily units and leveraging life insurance products. I'm Nancy Alert.
Do you see how she leaned all into the screen every single time she's like, and buy a building? I think all of us need to buy a building for 2024. Linda, we need to buy a building. So while I still have you on, Nancy, before I say goodbye, I wanted to let everyone know that we're making some amazing announcements today. And I'm trying to see if did I miss anybody from earlier? I surely did. Lotus. No, I mentioned Lotus was over the business and leadership committee. And so Nancy is our voting member on the executive board for our nonprofit. And so let's all just give her a round of applause. And if you're watching, you can just put a note and say, hey, and congratulations to Nancy for being on the executive board for our nonprofit that we're forming. So thank you for accepting that appointment. We really, really appreciate it. It's been really exciting. Our meeting in Coronado, Linda was there as well. And were you a part of the Red Shoe Club, Nancy?
No, I was not. Linda was, you were, Lotus was, but Nancy was not.
Okay, see how you are. Okay, so
I didn't know.
Yeah, you have to have red shoes. Okay, I have red shoes with me right now. And so Linda is, excuse me, the vice president for WOIII. So I want to give her a round of applause. Angel Monticelli is saying congratulations to Nancy, and I know she's going to say congratulations to you. So thank you for being a part of our executive board. And Nancy, thank you for your final comments. I'm going to meet here with Linda and then bring Lupe on. But I really appreciate all that you do and your positive attitude and your very, very straightforward questions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have some straightforward questions, call Nancy and she'll say, look. She starts out with the word look. So if she starts out with the word look, ladies and gentlemen, now you know you're in trouble. So I just want to give that little sneak peek for you.
Love you, Dr. Crystal.
Thank you. And I'm glad you enjoyed that apple salad.
Yes.
Somebody else on YouTube said they enjoyed it too. I don't know who it is because it just says Facebook user, but somebody said the apple salad was delish. I'm not sure if that was Eva or somebody else, but yeah, it's world famous, Linda.
It is now. It is.
Yeah. Take care. Thank you.
Bye. Good to see you, Linda.
So Linda, you're doing some things here, and I want Lupe, are you ready to come on in just a moment? I think you're off camera. When I see you, then I'll bring you up too. So you do books, and then you're doing some media things. I'm doing some media things. No, you're doing gifting lounges and whatnot. So what are you doing this week, Miss?
Well, I'm up in Beverly Hills, just like Crystal is, and the Oscars are taking place this Sunday. And one of the things that happens before the Oscars is some gifting suites happen. So you may have seen celebrities getting gifts and stuff, or maybe showing swag and stuff that they've gotten at these events. So that's what I'm attending today and tomorrow, is a gifting suite with GBK brand. And they have the greatest reputation for the gifting suites. And so I'm excited to be here today. The last event I did with them was the Critics' Choice Awards. And that one, it's just incredible because I got 56 celebrity leads from that one event. And so, if you're in business and you're looking to get yourself out there, how are you going to get yourself out there? It's by being around the people that you want to be around, and then making the most of that time. So I'm excited about this particular event because the Oscars is something, I've watched year after year after year, and I'm not sure who's going to be winning, but I'm excited to meet a lot of the celebrities this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just been a power-packed time because it started for us on Sunday, March 3rd, and the Oscars are not till March 10th. So it's just been crazy, like all of the different events, but a good fun crazy, right? Because you get so many amazing people, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get, now that I think of it, I'm not sure how I'm going to get all this stuff in my luggage from the gifting suites. Oh my gosh, because it was pretty tight, but yeah. So what's one thing that you want to share with people? Your main word, my main word is fear. Mine is fresh energy awaiting reset, for FEAR, fresh energy awaiting reset. And you have, where you did this whole fear thing. Everyone doesn't know you. Go ahead and say that, and then we'll bring on Lupe.
Yeah, in 2015, I woke up on January 1st and I realized, I had this huge epiphany that fear was stopping me from living my life. And I was 51 years old, and I decided I'm going to break through one fear every single day this year. And it was a commitment that I made to myself. It wasn't a New Year's resolution because, like many people, I break all of my New Year's resolution. So I decided to make a New Year's commitment, and that was breaking through those fears. But one of the things that I learned in that year was that, you know, when our faith is strong, our fear is weak. And when our fear is strong, our faith is weak. So when our fear is strong, what does this mean? This means we have to tap into our faith. This is faith in ourselves, faith in our mentors and coaches, and then faith in God. So it's tapping into all three of those areas so that you can move forward and blast through that fear. So I created my own acronym as well, Crystal, and my acronym is that faith erases anxious reactions. Faith erases anxious reactions. Now, it might not fully erase them, but it can diminish them to the point that you can, you know, make it through that fear. And one of the things I learned during that year, I learned a lot of things during that year, but one of the things that I learned during that year in 2015 that I still implement in my life today is that when I experience fear, I know this is my body telling me to do it. It's telling me to do it because it's something that scares me, something that's outside of my comfort zone. So I wrote a book recently, and it's called Do It Because You're Scared. When we use the word because, like I'm going to do this because I'm scared, this is empowering us with the mindset. It's empowering us with the tools to go do this action because we're scared. We're letting fear be the fuel instead of having fear fail us. And so if you're experiencing fear, there's something that you're like, you know, I want to do that, but I'm scared. I highly recommend you say to yourself, I'm going to do this because I'm scared. I'm going to change my mindset about fear, and I'm going to have fear move me forward, because all the things I'm doing today, like Crystal, when I met Crystal, she was already doing all this stuff. This was all very new for me, you know, doing this gifting suite, you know, interviewing stars on the red carpet, some of the things that Crystal and I do together. These were all new things for me. And I realized that if I didn't do those things, that I would always wonder, what would it have been like if I had? And instead of living my life with, what would it have been like if I had? I want to live my life like, I'm so glad I did. And that's right. What's happened. So do it because you're scared. Do it because you're scared.
Mm-hmm. You said it twice.
I'll say it 10 times.
Because you're squared. You're squared? Wait, scared.
Scared. Not,
awesome.
You can be scared and squared.
I need to bring Lupe on, and I really appreciate you sharing about your book, and I really appreciate you saying that, you know, you should be in the house with me. I really appreciate everything about you, and I don't even know if I'm going to see you anytime this week. There's so many different things going on, but I've already said it twice. I'll say it again. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
For being our new vice president for WOIII. Looking forward to a lot of amazing days ahead. We have so many wonderful women, such an enormous response. I was not going to tell anybody no. So that's why my little hiney is going to be in this seat for a while today. It's been amazing already. It's been amazing.
Yeah, just a little bit being here, you know, watching all the ladies here, it's always inspiring to come together with positive, uplifting, motivating people that are making a positive impact on the planet. And no matter, I believe, you know, like no matter how far we are in our own journey, we can still learn something from somebody. And you know, today, you know, learning about, you know, just having a banana handy was actually really good because I was able to use it as a great prop.
You're so funny. You take care and have a wonderful time at your Oscars events. I'll have a wonderful time at my Oscars events, and maybe our paths will cross. Hopefully it's not on the street crashing, okay?
Thanks, Crystal. Happy Women's International Day.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Well, hey, everyone. This is Crystal Richardson. We're about to have Lupe on. We thank her for patiently waiting behind the scenes. She is the mother of my nephew. He is so cute. I don't know where he is right now. And maybe we'll do an interview with him, but no, she came to the summit this past year in September, as well as we had where we did some other things with our business women's spiritual retreat. And her and my nephew came to that. That was in Philadelphia area, and just a wonderful family. So without further ado, I want you to meet Lupe. How are you?
Hey, Crystal, can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, thank you. Happy Women's Day.
Thank you, and to you as well. And where's my nephew?
He's in school. He need to go to school so I can actually
School?
get things done.
How is he in school?
He's in baby school. You know, he goes to daycare.
Oh my gosh, he's in school. I thought we might be able to see him today.
If he's here, we will not have this interview.
I know. That's what you said before. But
Oh
yeah.
he's you know, he's 8 months now, so he's very active. He's everywhere. So yeah.
So super cute. So super cute. So go ahead and introduce yourself and let everyone know what it is that you do.
Hi, ladies. My name is Lupe Chow. I am I'm a daughter, sister, mother, wife. I am a naval officer on active duty in the U.S. Navy. I am a business owner and real estate investor. That's what I am.
And what you are is a beautiful human being. We had a really great time at the business women spiritual retreat, and it was really great to know you in that way. And you had some good advice as well. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you. Just sharing my story.
And so let's talk about that just for a little bit. What did you think about that whole experience at the house?
Oh, first of all, I have never done anything like that before. I've have done retreats, but a little different, you know. But I really enjoy the experience. Beautiful house, beautiful setting, beautiful group of people, and I love to connect at a smaller group because you really get to know each other and have time to you know, have conversations. I love the conferences too, but it's kind of like, you know, chaos when you go to a conference. But that was such a great experience. And you forgot to mention I also brought Amanda.
Yeah. I said you had a beautiful family. I didn't say her name, but yeah, Amanda.
Oh, Amanda. Yeah. So my stepdaughter, Amanda, also came. She is, she's 28 years old now, but she was 27 at the time. You know, I just thought it would be such a great exposure for her or any young lady, right, in that age group, because I didn't know about this stuff until like 40 years old, you know, you know? Yeah. So she enjoyed it.
That's good. Yeah, it was really great. And so if there's anyone that's interested in what we're talking about, the spiritual retreat for business women, that is with Megan Les Felix. And so it will be that we'll be scheduling another one. I think she did a post that was kind of like a recap recently, and I have some of the interviews from everybody that went. A nice little quaint time that we were able to do. It's called Reset is what it's called. So that was really great. So you mentioned a lot of things. Excuse me. Real estate. Excuse me. Real estate investor, and you mentioned a number of things. So how do you balance everything?
It's hard. It really is. And I think we all experience that, because I know every one of us juggle with multiple roles, lots of responsibilities. For me, it really comes down to support and having partners. So whether it's my business partner, my life partner, family, friends, you have to have a strong circle standing behind you to do this kind of things, to do life.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to do life. Yep, life I mean, it's not always easy.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of why you're saying that you're able to do everything, because you have a really good family circle.
I have a good husband. He really is very supportive of everything I want to do. Allow me to chase my dreams and help me with take care of the baby. He'll watch him. I have great business partners. I have two partners. Their names Tiffany and Noel. And perfect example. Last week, we went away for a week for a family trip. They carried the load. I really couldn't do anything. We were on the go, out and about. I just couldn't really take care of all the business stuff, but I have great partners who's holding it down while I'm trying to take care of some family stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And I think we met one of the other business partners, right, that came by the house.
Yeah, Noel. He is from
Okay.
Philadelphia, so he came by.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I just didn't pick up on the name. Yeah, he did. So let's talk to the women out there. This is Women of Impact and Innovation International, and it's International Women's Day. And so a lot of them, are moms as well. And so what do you think is like the best thing to do, at your son's age, the best thing to do as far as teaching various skills? Like, a lot of people have a lot of different things that they do with their children nowadays. It's almost like they plan to have a college education before they're like 4 or 5. And so how are you going to be going about teaching?
I don't feel like we have a very structured plan right now. I mean, he's been here for 8 months now. We don't really have a good day to day, what we're doing with him. And frankly, my husband and I agree at this age, we are really not focused on teaching in terms of skill teaching, but we want to make sure he is always feeling the love. He's always surrounded either by us, family member, his teachers. He's always loved and cared for. To me, I think that is probably the most important things at this point.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do feel strongly about, and I am trying to get myself together on this one, is language training. So I want my son Alex to be bilingual, at least speaking Chinese, because I speak Chinese. So that's something I do try to put some effort in his language learning or exposure. But other than that, we don't really do a whole lot with him. He's just a baby.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think that's good. I think some parents, it's just obviously my opinion, but just, at such an early age, there's some people that just like really, really push their children. I think maybe a little bit too much, but it's a matter of, sometimes it's the child, like they just have all these gifts and talents and all this energy. And so they're the ones that want to do it. And sometimes you're blaming it on the parents, and it's the child that just wants to do this, and this. There's a boy online, he was 7, and he's making all of these like really, really great professional songs, playing all of the instruments. Like some of them, it's electronic instruments on the computer, but he went when he jumped on the drums and put in the thing, and he got the guitar out and was playing that, put some stuff, and he started singing and changed the tone of the voice and made a low, medium, high voice. And then he got another instrument and another instrument. So I mean, like, he knows how to play all these instruments. Plus he knew how to do everything that he needed to do on the computer to layer everything. And it's like, wow, that's like really, it was like really a great song. And like, he's only 7. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but some of these kids are amazing. What is that Steve Harvey show? Like when he brings on little kids to
Yeah.
yeah, no, I love that show. I love that show. Yeah, but I do think, kids have talent. It is, if you have a gifted kids, then definitely develop that talent, that skill set. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I thank you for being on today. And if there's something that you want to share with us from a business type perspective, what would that be?
I kind of already say the same thing. I think when it comes to business, and Crystal, my background as a military person, so entering the business world is a whole new world. This is a whole new world for me. There's a whole lot to learn, and there's a lot of fear, because it's just so different. And then it's not really structured, right? In the military, you have step 1 through 10, and they tell you exactly what to do at what time, how to do it. So everything is laid out for you. But in business, you have to come up with your own plan, and nobody is going to tell you right or wrong. So to me, it's a lot of self-discovering, and it is a lot of leveraging the partners and mentors and coaches to really develop a whole different skill set, or a whole different career. So that's my advice. I think if for any ladies out there is interested in business, definitely surround yourself with a circle of like-minded people, and find yourself a good mentor to guide you.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate that, and look forward to spending some more time with you in WOIII and with this list right here. So based on what you're saying, would yours be wealth and investments, or which area would yours be related to?
I am interested in business and leadership.
Business and leadership. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll write that next to your name.
Okay, let's do it.
And we'll see. There's a number of things going on in that area. We really have some strong leadership there. So I'll put that next to your name.
Do we have the event info for 2024 yet? WOIII?
I do, but no one else does.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about that before the end of this month. We'll have where we send out that information because we do have a new board, and so it's where we will be meeting with them and going over everything, and then seeing if they bless it or not, and then we'll move forward.
Sounds good, Crystal. I look forward to join you again this year. It was an incredible event in 2023. I have been to a lot of conferences, and this one's just different. Like, I feel it was I made great connections, and then the speakers who were on the stage, I can really relate to what they're talking about. It was such a great crowd of women just doing great things in all different fields. So I definitely want to be there this year.
Oh, wow. That's great. You heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. We have one person already that's ready to come to. We have more than one. That's
definitely ready you definitely have me.
Yeah. You could just come with my nephew and it'll be great. But,
we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be letting everyone know most likely by the end of this month.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. And
Have a good
thank
day.
you, ladies. Happy Women's Day.
yes.
Celebrate your day.
Yeah. Celebrate the day and tell Miss Amanda I said hello.
I will.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one. Bye.
I am powerful. I am worthy.
I am creative. I'm wise.
I am beautiful.
And together, we want to say to you,
Our sisters, sister, keep believing.
keep going.
Keep rising.
And the last thing we want to tell you is
never forget that you
Are
beautiful.
Well, hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson. I'm so thrilled and excited to speak to all of these women. I'm going to have some ice cubes on my cheeks because they hurt so much. I've been smiling all morning, and it just keeps getting better and better and better with everyone that we bring on. And so I'm going to bring both of these two ladies on at the same time so we can have a little back and forth. It'll be like a little reunion for us. We were at Megan's home for the spiritual business women retreat that you heard us mention. And Miss Ava was there, and it was just a really, really great time, really awesome time. There were a number of women that were there. I don't know if there was 8 of us or 6, or I don't remember how many of us there were, but it was a really great time. So without further ado, put your hands together and type a hello for Miss Megan and Miss Ava. Hey, ladies.
Hey,
How are you doing?
doing great, doing great.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Are you frozen, Megan?
Am I frozen?
No, you're not. You're not.
You were frozen. You weren't moving.
I don't know.
Everyone's saying hi in the comments to you all.
Hello.
Well,
Oh my
this
God, I miss you guys. I'm just
I
sitting here
know.
and you're like, Eva, I'm like, ah!
Yeah, to have you both on at the same time. Now we get to see each other from time to time online. So they're involved in a few different things that we have. We have the Canvas in the Clay is the women's Bible study group, online Bible study group. And then we also have Outwitting the Devil is the book that we're reading right now. And they're on the East Coast, ladies. And so they have to stay up late, or when we get up early here for Bible study, then they've already been up and they're running around doing stuff. And so the time zone thing can get in the way, but we just make it happen. So I'm really grateful to have you all in my life. I really am.
I'm grateful to have you guys in my life as well.
Yeah. Same here. So blessed to have you in my life, you guys.
Absolutely. I was just thinking, I was like, this is like a lifelong friendships, relationships. you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
you guys for life.
give me all. I don't have any tissue right here. So on the Bible study, I boohoo like almost every Saturday. I'm just like,
Oh my word. I swear I should give you all $100 an hour because it's like therapy.
Get in the pot.
Because a lot of the times you cannot show up in the world so vulnerable and religious. You have to sort of be guarded all the time. And it is just so great to be in a space where we can just completely share. I love it.
Right.
Because women, what I've said on my thing today, women are God's greatest creation.
Yes.
Happy Women's Day.
Okay, that's it. That's a wrap. You guys have a great day. No, women are God's greatest creation. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, he counts on us to be co-creators, and men. I mean, they're wonderful. I love my husband. I love men, but we can do everything they do, but they cannot do what we do, right?
We can't do
So
everything.
they're terrified.
We can't do everything they can do.
I don't know, man. I think I can. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe
I don't want
strength
to
guys
explain.
are a
I don't
lot
want to
stronger.
explain that on this show. So we digress. We digress. So Ava, go ahead and introduce yourself. How about that? What is it that you do? What is it that you love?
So my name is Scott. I have was born in Barcelona. When I'm from Spain, but anyway, and came here compliments of the U.S. Navy. Met my husband overseas, and I had no interest in coming to America. I've been here for trips and stuff, but I had not interest. And here I am, found myself that my law career wasn't going to be transferable. We were moving all the time, so I couldn't just take the bar anywhere. I just decided, let's just surrender to motherhood. I had 4 kids. So 4 kids, I think that is my greatest accomplishment, is those 4 stinkers. I love them so much. And everything I do for them. And then I went into mortgage. 2008 hit us really hard financially. We lost homes, kind of like Nancy Allard. She was talking about how she lost millions of dollars. And then I had my son in 2008 and took a couple years off. And then when I emerged, I said, okay, I like time freedom. I like financial freedom. If I'm going to get out the door, I'm going to make good money. So I decided to help people with their finances. I'm like a financial money coach. There's a lot of stuck situations with people where they don't think that they can, or they're not worthy, imposter syndrome about money and about finances. I do benefit plans, investments, and I do like both of the aspects that we have in WOII. I like the leadership and business, because I am definitely an entrepreneur, and I also like the wealth and finance. My love language is financial freedom. Financial freedom, kind of like oxygen up there, allows you to travel, allows you to do what you do, allows you to be generous. I think that money is almost like a magnifying glass. It makes you more of what you are, and a lot of people have a lot of hangups about the root of all evil and all of that, and that is not true. You can be, I mean, I saw you, Megan, in your car going out there giving things to people on Valentine's Day, to all the homeless people. I mean, I'm like, hello, this is a woman who has been blessed. I mean, she's worked her tail off and she's very accomplished, but she's been blessed financially. And what does she do? She gives. So at the end of the day, I feel like we have to be empowered to not have to depend on anyone or anybody to do what we want to do in life. I'm taking my daughter to Egypt next month for like 2 weeks. And that would not be possible if I didn't have the career that I have, and the abundance that is available to me. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the fact that we live in a day and time where it's not like how it used to be, from a faith perspective, where some countries it's still that way, that you would get stoned or killed for just doing what we're doing right now, just openly saying whatever we need to say and want to say, about our faith walk. And so for those of you who are new to WOIII, Women of Impact and Innovation International, it is not a faith-based organization. It's just that we are a part of the organization, and we believe in God. And so so we talked about the Bible study that we're a part of, and a lot of other things that we do in the community. Ava didn't mention necessarily what she does with the women, in her community and church. She's a big giver as well. She's talking about Megan giving, but she's a big giver as well. So really, really thank you for all that you do for humanity, Ava. Thank you.
I try. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then Megan, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. So my name is Megan Liz Felix. I'm a wife, a mother, a leader. I do a lot of different things. The most important to me is my family, but I also lead women to freedom. I believe that we should be free mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, because I know what it's like to live in bondage. And I don't believe that we were created to do that. I believe that if something is available to someone else, it's available to you as well. We all come from the same place. We all bleed the same. So I don't believe that there's anybody that's better than someone, which is why I love you guys and this organization so much. Because as I was watching a few minutes of Lupe, and she shared that the last event was just different. And it really was. It was the first event that I had ever been to where women were just 150% authentic and real and raw and shared their pain, their struggles and their stories. It wasn't just like, you don't go to Bible study or anything that we're a part of and there's people pretending that everything is perfect and that like, oh no, you have to do it this way. And it's supposed to look like this. Like, no, we are all real and we come as we are, which I think is why it's so powerful. So
Yeah.
to me, the realness and the rawness is super important because I was never a fake it till you make it type of person. I don't want to fake it. I just want to make it. So like cut the crap and, show me the ropes.
And there you have it, folks. It's important to be authentic. And so when we talk about, the things that inspire us and I have to ask some of the other ladies, what would you say to your 14-year-old self, now and whatnot. And it's important for us to bring up that next generation. And Ava mentioned about, her children and Megan, you have children as well. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be 14-year-old female, but as we get ready to bring on some of the other folks, what would be your comments, Ava, on what you would tell your younger self?
I think this has been a theme that has been discussed by multiple ladies, but we worry so much about what others think. And I decided, I think when you turn 50, you're like, carrying meter breaks. Like, I don't care. But we sometimes are worried too much about looking good or being proper or what would other things or fear of criticize. And I think that if you authentically move forward in your life, doing what brings you joy, adding value to those around you, I try to be a blessing. I don't ask for blessings. I ask God to be a blessing, to be the person, that someone, will be cheered up by me. We just need to go forward, even if we stumble and we err and we make mistakes. It is part of the journey and it's part of the learning process. So I would say to myself, just move forward confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. It's one of my favorite quotes. And don't care about what others think. As long as you are genuine and you're caring and kind, learn from your mistakes and don't worry about what other people will think about you, because it's your journey, it's your life. Nobody else matters, right? Mm-hmm. So
yeah, and everybody's going to have an opinion, whether you do something totally quote unquote right or wrong. They're going to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Miss Ava, I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for being on with us today. You always look amazing and beautiful.
Thank you.
You keep smiling and know that this sister right here loves you so much. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Oh, and I'm sorry, this is Ava. And so related to our 2024 board for our nonprofit, she will be helping for that as well. And so I wanted to thank you for being, one of the ones that will be helping doing some things. I know it's related to wealth and finances. It's not the actual executive board. And so I appreciate you helping with that particular committee. It's an impact committee. So thank you.
And I'm coming to your birthday.
Coming to my birthday. Yeah. I got to figure out how to let people know who's going to be in the house.
I think, Megan, you're going to be my roomie.
I love you. I'll room with you any day.
So I will see you. Yeah, this is the card for that, the Inspiree. So we'll start doing advertisements for that. I'm so excited. So excited. We'll see you later.
Fill my heart.
Oh, don't make me cry. Love you.
Love you.
And Miss Megan, what would be your comments to your younger self?
Oh, wow. I'd probably have a lot.
I know.
The first one would be to not waste your time trying to fit in, because there's a lot of people that are not for you. And if you don't fit in, it's either not your space, they're not your people, or you were just made to stand out and lead the way. So to not get caught up in that and focus on leading and becoming the best version of yourself. And the second thing that I would say is to not waste time searching for love, trying to find other people to love you, because you will set yourself up for failure. And why I've lost myself attempting to be in relationships with people that just were not capable of loving me. You know, sometimes people haven't learned to love themselves. And if they haven't learned to love themselves, there's no way they can love you. So I would take that time and energy and to build a relationship with God, find out how much he loves you. So then you don't need other people to love you.
That's good.
When you do that, the right people will love you anyway and just be attracted and drawn to you. So
right.
Take the shortcut.
Take the shortcut. I like that. I like that. Well, thank you so much. It looks like there's no snow there right now.
No. Oh my goodness. The sun is out today. I was driving my son to school like, thank you, God. It's going to start warming up.
That's good. That's good. But we'll have to figure out our next date, and then we can start letting people know, because people, keep kind of like mentioning it a little bit. So we'll see.
I know. It's going to sell out fast this year too. So
yeah. What'd you say?
I said it's going to sell out fast this year.
Yeah, sell out fast. Yeah.
You're like, man, I want to be there. And I'm like, we don't even have the date solidified, but we will.
And I forgot to tease Ava, because there's another lady that wants to come to my birthday. She's a paella lady too. So I said they can have a paella cook-off.
That should be exciting.
Very exciting. Very exciting. All right. You take care, dear. And thank you so much. And so for WOIII, Megan is helping us with the executive board. And so from a treasurer perspective, so I really appreciate you being able to help us and fulfill that role. And so we'll be making some formal announcements, but I just wanted you all to know that while she's on here. So if you want to say congratulations or thank you or whatever online, that would be great. And we will see you when we have that next board meeting.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day. Happy Women's Day.
All right. You take care.
Bye.
Well, ladies, we've had some amazing women on today. We have several that are backstage waiting to come on. And it's just been a really great day. So thank you all for being with us today. And we will be right back and have several more people come on to share and to give some inspiration for our mega Inspiree. Just kind of bopping to the music over here. Thank you for being on with us. This is International Women's Day. And so you could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here. And we really, really appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments. And you can put your name if you'd like, because it says Facebook user on a lot of different people's. And so I'm just trying to understand, if I could, who's leaving the comments, but it's okay if you don't. But yeah, somebody said a dual paella. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to do it, because those are big, huge pans, and the food was amazing. So that might be happening in September, and looking forward to having those ladies come. All right, so I am going to bring up our next two guests, and it'll be a really great conversation with these very, very impactful ladies, and we're going to say hi to them. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Everybody is on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Oh, there's Michelle. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Been very busy, but I'm doing really good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So was it a month ago? Like, when was the Super Bowl? Was it about a month ago?
February 11th.
Okay, yeah, about a month ago.
Yeah.
That we saw each other. Yeah, that's really cool. So okay. So go ahead and introduce yourselves, ladies. You can go first, Michelle, and then we'll have a little conversation. And I really appreciate you all being a part of our Women's Day.
Yeah, thank you so much. And hello, everybody. And Kohila, so good to see you. I haven't seen you since Secret Knock, I think, a year ago. Are you going?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. I'll see you there. Crystal, are you going?
I have my ticket, but I might not be able to go.
Got it. Okay. Well, hi, everybody watching. My name is Michelle Jewsbury. I am a global breakthrough specialist and the CEO and founder of Unsilenced Voices. A little bit about me. I run a for-profit and I run a nonprofit. The nonprofit Unsilenced Voices works in primarily Sierra Leone. We've done work in Ghana and Rwanda, and 2022 started to do work in the United States and still expanding on that. For the for-profit, I really teach people to use their stories, telling their stories, whether it's book publishing, public speaking, other opportunities. So we really encourage people to use their voices to make a difference, because that is the only way we can change the narrative and the dynamic of what's happening worldwide. So that's just a brief little bit about who I am. You can find more information, of course, at michellejewsbury.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Kohila, go ahead.
I'm Kohila Sivas. First of all, I wanted to thank all the women around the world. And thank you, Crystal, for having me. And nice to meet you, Michelle. I want to also thank my mom, because she taught me a lot of stuff, which is, she was married to an alcoholic, but she taught me how to be brave and at the same time also be powerless and powerful. She was a woman who taught me to be both at the same time. I learned from her. So I like to thank her on this day. But as a professional, what do? I'm an ex-teacher. Now I help other teachers start their own business as a holistic neurogrowth learning success coach. That's a methodology that I've created over 24 years of working with students of all ages and all abilities. And I also help parents learn how to parent their kids, because in this world right now, there's a lot of things that are going on. Parenting is struggling. So one of the platform I'm launching this year is called Personal Development for Parents.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was intrigued by it. So tell us a little bit about that project.
So it's very dear to me, because we as adults, we develop ourselves later in life, and that's the time we also have our kids. So while we're developing, sometimes we have our kids. Now we don't have the resources or the knowledge that we need to bring up our children the right way. So we might make mistakes. For example, my dad was an alcoholic, so he didn't know better. So he made a lot of mistakes that damaged me throughout my life. And it took 32 years for me to become the person I am today. So there are a lot of parents like that who never recover from their traumas, and they enter parenthood and they don't have the resources or the knowledge to help their kids grow in the right way. So this platform is going to have curated courses, programs, experts, advice, so they can get the right information and develop themselves, help their children and family, and help themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. That's really good. And there's so many people that need that type of help. But sometimes it's the people who need it most are not the ones that are going to pick up a book. So we have to do our part to get the books as well, and then share the information, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And so, Michelle, what are you working on, like right now, that you feel is something that people can, whether they're male or female, that they can actually help to do something tangible, not just necessarily money. I know money is important, but what is something you're working on right now that people can tangibly do?
So two separate things. If you are wanting to tell your story, we have a book collaboration called Breaking the Silence, Voices of Survivors. Volume 1 was published in January. We hit #1 bestseller in 2 categories on Amazon. We are actually being interviewed on Fox 13, Tampa Bay Reads on Tuesday. So there's a lot of exposure for a lot of the authors. So it's really great. Volume 2, we already have all of our authors. We have 20 authors that are contributing to that collaboration as well. And we are looking for Volume 3. So Volume 3 authors will be published in October of 2025. So if you are interested, you can contact me. Of course, Legacy Camp is something that we are pushing. So it's an 8-week group coaching course to help you not only tell your story, but be able to monetize it. Now, with the nonprofit, our primary focus is in Sierra Leone at the moment. So we did publish a curriculum called Grace for Prosperity. We are going to be collaborating with organizations in the Tampa area and providing a training so that we can help those clients overcome obstacles, teach financial literacy, with a Christian perspective. We are non-secular. However, we want to make sure to include God in everything that we do. And then the one thing that we really need help with, and I know you said not just money, but everybody can help and support in this way. We would love to be able to build a school with a housing component. So it's a vocational training school, not a traditional K-12 school in Sierra Leone. And the reason we need that housing component is a lot of the girls that we support overseas continue to live in the brothels, even though they are no longer sex workers. And they continue to get reoccurring STIs because the brothels are that disgusting. And it is our job as Unsilenced Voices and these girls under our care to be able to provide, of course, medical care, but it's time for us to be able to provide housing. And we need money in order to be able to do that. So you can find out some of the things that we've been doing. We actually filmed a TV show with the Fixers on WOIII. We are season 4, episode 2. So you can check that out. We built a cassava processing facility, and now we've been able to bring financial literacy and economic stability to one of the villages that we support. So we do a lot. A lot of it, of course, is surrounding women, but this is both men and women, because it's not without man that we can encourage women to grow. You know, it's not a women's issue. It is a human rights issue. So both men and women can come together and combat domestic violence, sexual abuse, and human trafficking.
And I had mentioned to you in, was that a different time or the same time? It was the same time in Vegas, about what we're doing in October. So we're having that month-long domestic violence awareness telethon, and would love to have people not only just gain awareness, but where we would be able to raise funds for a number of the various initiatives that are out there. So I really appreciate what it is that both of you all do. So let's talk about something fun. Like what is something, Kohila, that you love to do that's just fun for you?
Dancing.
Dancing?
Yeah, salsa dancing. I love it.
Okay. That's good. That's good. How often do you get to do that?
I used to go way more, like every week, but now life is different. So at least once a month.
Well, that's you're still getting it in, getting it in. Yeah, I love dance, and I teach dance. I've taught all over the world, and it's just something that even when I tore my rotator cuff twice, I still was like this and just like trying to teach the dance moves with one arm. And then I said, now I'm doing this, but you're supposed to do it with two arms. But they would go like this and do it. I'm like, see, you're wrong from mimicking me. You're not supposed to mimic people that can't move. But yeah, it's something I really love. What's something that's fun for you, Michelle?
It's always fun to have fun. I love having fun. So I do a lot of scuba diving. I actually volunteer at the zoo and clean up manatee poop twice a month. So I'm under the water with the manatees, and they rub up on you, and they're just so fun. They're giant panda bears in a sense. They're just a lot of fun. Besides that, I make sure to travel. I love concerts. So something about me is I'm a huge Dave Matthews Band fan, and I am seeing them 14 times this year. So I've already seen them once in Vegas. I see them next in Milan and London. And then after that is Tampa, West Palm Beach, and Jacksonville. And then, of course, the Gorge. So there's a lot going on there. And I think that music, just like salsa dancing, it goes into your soul. So finding something that you love to do. I deal with a lot of heavy, and I know all of us do. And when we deal with that heavy, we have to be able to give back to ourselves and love ourselves. Self-care is not selfish, and my self-care is fun. So I really make sure to put in my calendar times that I'm going to be not available for work, but available for fun.
Well, I kind of sort of heard the other things that you said, but you kind of lost me when you were talking about the manatee poop. So I was like, wait, do what? It doesn't just dissolve, like it's just down there. You got to go clean it up. You.
Well, at the zoo, it's a big tank, right? So of course they have a water filtration system, but sometimes the poo gets stuck up in like corners and things like that. So it's like a 12-foot deep tank, and it's very wide, and there's roughly anywhere between 11 to 18 manatees. So there's a female tank and a male tank, and of course med. So manatees are actually brought into the Tampa Zoo for recovery and rehabilitation, and then set back into the wild. That's why I love it. I actually am not a huge advocate for zoos because I don't agree with boxing animals in, but this one is rescue and release. So we're not actually allowed to pet them, but they do like to rub up on you, and they're very curious. But the manatees are awesome. If you don't know what a manatee is, they're literally, you think they're big blubbery things, but they're literally all bone. And then they eat tons of lettuce every single day. So that poop can be a lot.
Wow. Okay. Well, kudos to you. Like I've never, like, who knew? Like that's not something that I would have ever said. Like when I tell people that I love to go ice fishing, they're like, wait, what? Is there such a thing? So that's one of those things. That's really, really cool. So thank you so much, ladies. I want you to just both give like a final comment, if you will, just speak into the life and the heart of women, whatever it is that you want to share that might be on your heart. There's a lot of people going through a lot of things. It can be something fun, but also if there's something that's just on your heart that you really want to share, maybe even if it's something that you or a loved one is going through, that that same advice would help someone else, go ahead and share. So I'll start with you, Kohila.
So for me, it took me 32 years to realize, what happened to me it happened to me at that time, but who held hostage of that? It was myself. It's not the persons who did it, because I was raped. Then I decided to, kill myself at the age of 13, and I'm a suicide survivor. So, and my father was alcoholic. So a lot of things went wrong, but none of those things or none of those people held me hostage until I was 32. It was me. So if you're going through something, remember that you're the only one who can hold you hostage. None of the other people, whoever does or do anything to you, can hold you. So the minute I start realizing that and started letting go from my internal position, I became free. They were not hurting me anymore. Nobody, I didn't even have to forgive them. Everybody says, did you forgive them? I didn't have to, because the only person who was hurting was myself. So if you're going through something, remember that the only person who can get into your brain and do any damage is yourself. So if you're taking care of yourself, and as Michelle said, self-care is not selfish, right? So if you're doing that for yourself, you will recover faster than I did. I didn't have to wait 32 years. I prisoned myself, not anyone else. So that's my advice to all the women who are going through anything. Take care of yourself and release yourself from that prison that you hold yourself in. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, because there's a lot of people that I think, Michelle and I both deal with and work with and love that have been through various things. And so just being able to see your strength in that is really special. And so I really appreciate you opening up and sharing that.
And one more thing is trust God. He'll take you through things, but there is a reason for what you go through. So everything that he's put me through and given me a second chance is he's leading me to do what I came back into the world for, my purpose. So find your purpose too and let him lead you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. All right. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Bye, Kohila.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I think she got the bye part. So I'll see her in a couple of weeks anyway. So there's a couple things. Kohila talked a little bit about this. Trusting God, right? God is able to turn broken pieces into beautiful things. And being a survivor of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and traumas, all of us have experienced some type of trauma in our lives. And it's not holding on to that. We are our own worst critic. And we have to love ourselves and treat ourselves as we would hope other people do. So in order to change that mindset, you really have to catch those negative thoughts and forgive. Forgiveness is key. And I know that's very, very difficult. But when I forgave my abuser, I was able to speak. I was able to share. I was able to help other people overcome their adversities. But everything boils down to one fun expression that I always end interviews with. If you've ever seen the movie Finding Nemo, there is a fish. Her name is Dory, and she swims around. And the one thing that she sings to herself is just keep swimming. So I think it's important to always keep putting that foot in front of the other and keep going despite the adversities. Surround yourself with great people. Use your voice, make a difference, leave that lasting legacy. And for those of you who are in the US, for more information, you can text UV as in Unsilenced Voices to 26786. Again, UV to 26786. Crystal, thank you so much for hosting this on International Women's Day. This is to celebrate women and women worldwide so that we can change a lot of the injustices that happen and use our voices to make a difference. So thanks, Crystal.
Really, really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us today. I hope everyone took down that information, and we'll be sharing more on the actual Facebook group. So I will reach out to you when it's time for us to do that. Okay, Michelle?
All right. Awesome.
All right. Thanks.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye. Well, hey, everyone. I'm Dr. Crystal Richardson. So extremely happy to be here with you. I have been on now for, I don't even know how many hours, about 3-4 hours. And it's been simply amazing with all of the amazing guests that we have. We have a very important VIP guest that I'm about to bring up. She was one of our International Innovology Award winners for last year for WOIII. We were able to honor her at our summit. And I want to just to let you know something about that commercial that just played. There's going to be some more that we're going to talk about that, and that is the Inspiree. And there's a number of things that we will be doing there. It's not just an event, it's an experience. So can't wait to tell you more about September 8th. But before that, I'm going to bring up Michelle, and she's always full of amazing tidbits, and she tells it like it is. So let's put our hands together and let's leave some comments, and everyone say hello to Michelle.
Hi, Crystal.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, loving the yellow on you today.
Thank you. You know, I said to myself, oh my God, it's International Women's Day. Where's my pink? Where's my purple? Because I know Crystal's colors. And I wore yellow, but we still blend.
Yeah. I'm still not going to
stand out. You don't want to blend, you want to stand out.
Yeah. Well, you do want to, but I'm still not going to let you live down the fact that you didn't wear those feathers for me or whatever that was you were supposed to wear that day.
Well, you're going to have another event and I will wear them there.
Yeah. That'll be great. You're looking good today, nice and fresh.
Thank you.
Nice and fresh all the time, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know.
But thank you for the compliment. I'll take
it. So how are things there, and what are you up to these days?
Well, how are things here? I'm in New Orleans for everybody. Born in California, but live in New Orleans, raised in Texas. Everything's good here. Crazy busy, working on new projects, working on a software development company, working on an AI company. So we're very excited to incorporate our own proprietary software and proprietary AI, artificial intelligence, into Siler Tucker. We're actually calling it STI AI.
STI AI, love it.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. And we're going to be cranking out another book. Exit Rich was the book that Sharon Lecter and I wrote together back in 2020. So we're going to be coming out with another Exit Rich book as well.
Oh, okay. And when are you going to do that?
Well, let's see. You know, I write my books in 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. So I have to pull out that time that I'm able to really budget that 6 to 8 week time frame.
And so what's going to be different for the readers related to that book and the previous one?
We're going to incorporate AI, artificial intelligence, and we're going to really incorporate how businesses always need to aim. And so when I say aim, the reason why aim is so important, which means always innovate and market, is because it used to be back in the day, and Crystal, I know you know this, 90 to 95% of all startups would fail. But the business landscape has changed dramatically. It's not startups failing anymore. Only 30% of startups actually fail, whereas out of 27 million business owners will go out of business after being in business for 10 years or longer. So you really have to look at the math and go, oh my gosh, there's, you know, a tremendous amount of businesses, but they're dropping like flies. And it's the ones that have been in business over 10 years. And the reason they're dropping like flies is because they stop marketing, they stop innovating, you know, and in order to stay relevant, you always have to keep innovating. You always have to keep marketing.
And there are a number of the larger companies that, you know, based on what Michelle is saying, a number of the larger companies have fallen into that, where they just had the old boy mentality, you know, that, you know, oh, we can keep doing what we've always done and we're still going to have the same customers. And no, it doesn't really work like that anymore.
Yes, it's not just the bigger businesses, it's the small businesses too. And the small businesses are getting crushed, and they're getting crushed by innovation. I mean, if you just look around you, what used to exist, Crystal? Toys R Us, Pier 1, and you could just keep naming them. All these companies that used to exist, they're no longer around because they stopped innovating. You can't keep doing, you're either growing or dying. There's no in between. So you have to innovate. And one of the biggest mistakes that business owners make is they just look in their own industry how to innovate. No, you got to reach out. You got to get outside of that business box. And you really have to look at strategic companies. You have to look at, big companies. What does Apple do? What does Walt Disney do? What do some of these big giant companies do? You can learn tidbits and nuggets from every different industry out there to incorporate in your own industry. Don't learn from your own industry. Learn from everybody else, bigger industries. Emily, what they're doing.
Part of it has to do too is how important do you feel product development and is any kind of research and development. If the company doesn't have anything going on in those areas, of which, based on what I do in the audits, when I go into a lot of these companies, maybe one person, maybe 0 people. And so that's not building for longevity if you don't have anything going on as far as coming up with some kind of new product.
Well, I always tell my clients, and I think this is great for your listeners, that everybody has to take stock. Everybody has to take inventory. And you should do this once a quarter, especially once a year, maybe twice a year, once a year. And that's ask yourself 3 basic questions. Amazon did this back in the 80s. Ask yourself, what business are you in? What business are you in? I'm in the business of selling companies and getting them ready for exit so they can exit rich. Has my book on the back, Exit Rich. Number 2, what's your superpower? What's your core competency? What do you do better than everybody else? Amazon said, we're in book distribution. We sell books. What is our superpower? Distribution. What is my superpower? Well, we have a lot, but we did the same thing. What business are we in? We're in selling businesses, getting businesses ready to sell. What's our core competency? We do evaluations better than anybody else because we can find those hidden gems. We can find those strategic synergies in your business that people will pay top dollar for and outbid everybody else on. So that's our superpower. Amazon says distribution is our superpower. Then Amazon said, what business should we be in? And Amazon says, well, our superpower is distribution. We need to be in distribution for everybody all around the world. Those 3 questions, as simple as it sounds, takes a lot of soul searching. You really have to go deep and think about it. You got to get your teams in, and let's say you're a party of 1. You got friends, you got alliances, you got vendors, hopefully got some mentors. Really brainstorm and say, what business should I be in? And Amazon said, we need to be in a distribution business and distribute products all over the world. What does Tyler Tucker say? Tyler Tucker says we need to be in evaluations. What's our core competency? Doing evaluations, finding those hidden gems. We need to be in an evaluation business. When you do that, Crystal, it really catapults your business to the next level. And that's how you innovate, by really taking stock of what business you're in, what's your superpower, what business should you be in.
Right. And what you're saying is something that takes focus for people to really just have that time to do that evaluation. I find a lot of times that people are so busy cranking out the various products that, day to day, just to make their end of month financial goals, that they don't take that time to focus and think about that, to see if there does need to be a shift in their business model.
Yeah. So when people do that, they're stuck working in their business. They've created themselves a glorified job that they go to work at every day versus a business that actually works for them. So you got to take a step back and you got to start really working on your business and thinking about it as a visionary. Most entrepreneurs are visionaries. You're a huge visionary, Crystal. So you really got to take a step back and get outside your office. Wherever your happy space is, if it's in the park, if it's at home, if you got a special room, get into that space where you have quiet and you can really start thinking. But it helps to build and off of everybody else's ideas. So grab a whiteboard, get everybody to plug in. And like I said, if you don't have a team, then go out there and grab your friends, grab other people, grab anybody that will listen to you. It's got a voice and has some visionary. And so you really need to get back to that visionary point because look, entrepreneurs are visionaries. That's what we are. But then we get weighed down by all the stuff we have to do, and a lot of entrepreneurs, I don't call them entrepreneurs. A lot of times I call them firefighters because we're so busy putting out fires, and it's very difficult sometimes to really get back to that vision. What did you start your business for in the first place? And this is very difficult for women because women are what? Women are not just entrepreneurs. Women are mothers. Women are spouses. Women are caregivers. Women have multiple jobs. So it's even more important for us female entrepreneurs to really take that step back and get back to what business are we in? What is our superpower? What business should we be in?
Yeah. And so speaking of superpowers, so a lot of people use that word these days, right? And so what's your thought on, like, a lot of people say, and it sounds kind of obvious, but I want to see if there's a different twist that we can have on it, that you do the things that you're good at, and then the things that you're not, you hire them. But on certain things related to, like, even like the financial structure in your company, you should do some things to be able to know what's going on. Then you can hire out. But some things I feel you should learn so that you know what's going on in every area of your business, and then you can farm it out so that you can have that time freedom from it. But then that allows you to know what's still happening. So what's your thought on that?
So a couple of things. Number one, let's go back. Because when I say what's your superpower, what's your core competency, I'm talking about what does your business do best. Amazon said we're best at distribution. Tyler Tucker says we're really best at evaluations and bringing value to the forefront, because value is hidden in most companies. Value is hidden in most companies. So we want to find that treasure. Now you go back from an individual standpoint and say, okay, what are my individual core competencies? What am I best at? Because you always want to focus on your strengths, hide your weaknesses. If you're not great at accounting, if you're not great in finance, then you need to get yourself a great bookkeeper or a CPA. Yeah, you need to have a CPA anyway. And if you say, gosh, I can't afford to hire a bookkeeper. Well, guess what? There's lots of students that are studying accounting that need experience that can come in and help you with your books. So there's always a way. I always say, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. So you want to look and take inventory of not just your business, what your core competencies are, but as an individual, what are you best at? And focus on that. Delegate the rest. And many of us female entrepreneurs are so good at everything. And that's where this ABC list comes in that I like to talk about, if you want to go down that path.
Let's go.
All right, let's go on the ABC list, because this is so important for females. This is so important for women, because women have to do everything, right? We have to bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan, and don't let our man forget that he's a man. Right?
That's a cologne commercial for those who don't know.
There's so much pressure on females. There's so much pressure on women. So guess what? Let's try to remove the pressure, because we're in a pressure cooker, right? And at any day, pop, we explode. So let's go back to our ABC list. We want to keep a 30-day journal. And what do we want to write in that 30-day journal? We want to write everything, Crystal, from the minute we get out of bed, from the minute we put our feet down. What do we do first? Some of us give gratitude first, right? The minute our feet hit the floor, we thank God, the Lord. The minute we hit the floor, we thank the Lord. So that's number one for a lot of us. But then what do? I get up at 4 a.m. I thank the Lord before my feet hit the floor. I work out for an hour and a half. Then what do? I get ready for work. So you really want to take inventory of everything you do from when your feet hit the floor. And you want to write all that down, from brushing your teeth, from showering to brushing your teeth, getting your kids ready, everything. Then you want to do it from a business sense too. What are you doing in your business? Are you doing your social media? Are you meeting with clients? Are you scheduling your calendar? All those business tasks. You want to write it all down for 30 days. Then you want to go back and dissect. And then you want to start to break it into buckets. So you got bucket A, bucket B, and bucket C. And bucket A are those things that only you can do, Crystal. only you can brush your teeth. I mean, somebody else can do it, but it would be gross. Only you can thank the Lord when you hit the floor. Only you can work out for yourself. But you want to put those things in the A category buckets. And when it gets to business, you also want to look at, are you doing the housekeeping? Are you doing the grocery shopping? Are you mowing the lawn? What are all those things that women do that just are taken for granted? And then in the workplace, what do you do? So for me, on my A's, I'm so good, and this is not being arrogant. This does not come from arrogance. This comes from experience. But I'm really good at negotiations. I'm really good at doing evaluations. I'm great at writing. I can put together beautiful prospectuses for our clients. I'm really good at speaking. There's so many different things. I'm very good at Q&A with clients. And so I started looking at that and I'm really good at doing my own evaluations. But then I started saying, what can I delegate? Because what we're talking about, ladies, is not time management, it's energy management.
Right.
So what am I good at? Well, I named a bunch of things I'm good at. What can I delegate? I can delegate the evaluations. I have a team of analysts now. I can delegate writing those prospectuses to my analyst that also have that skill set. I can delegate qualifying buyers, qualifying sellers. I don't have to do that anymore. I have a team that does that. What can I not delegate? Well, I can't really I can't delegate negotiations because that's one of my biggest strengths, my biggest core competence. I can't delegate that. I can't delegate writing my own books. And some can. There's a lot of ghostwriters out there, and I tried that, but it didn't work for me. So I could delegate finance. I could delegate legals. I could delegate contracts. I can't really delegate buyer and seller contracts. So I focus on writing my books, speaking events, negotiations. I focus on really getting into the nitty gritty on the 6 P's of Exit Rich in my book, which is people, product, processes, proprietary, patrons, and profits. I can really focus on building that vision of my proprietary software, which is a residual SaaS model, along with my AI. Everything else I can delegate so I can work in the company. What can I delegate at home? Grocery shopping, housekeeping, preparing lunches and things like that. Now, some of the women might say, well, I don't have the money to do that, Michelle. I understand. I didn't in the beginning either. I get it. But you really have to take stock, take inventory. What is your hourly worth? What do you make per hour? What are you worth per hour? We're worth just as much as men, ladies. We're worth just as much as those men are. Don't discount your hourly worth. Don't think you're less than them, because you're not. So I look at my hourly worth and say, what do I get paid? It could be, for a lot of women, it could be, maybe they're making 20 an hour. Maybe they're making 30 an hour. Maybe you're making 50 an hour. Mine is way up there, but I didn't start there.
Right.
Everybody starts somewhere. Start from where you are. If you're saying my hourly rate is $30 an hour, can we hire somebody for $15 an hour to do some of these tasks at home to get them off your back? So you can focus on your energy, not on the task, because your energy needs to go to money making, money making activities, money making action. If it doesn't make you money, if you can't ROI it, you shouldn't be doing it. Now, of course, we're mothers and we're wives, and we have to do those tasks. We can't delegate, making love to our husband. You don't want to.
I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there.
Okay, nursing a baby. There's lots of stuff that we can't definitely, that we can't always delegate. And so you really want to take inventory of that stock. And I hope I kept it clean enough for your show, Crystal.
Yeah.
But you really want to delegate what you can and focus on those money-making activities and still try to have some family life balance. It's not always possible to have balance. It's a misconception, in my opinion, but this will help you have more balance. And once you create your A, which is only you can do, your B, you delegate, and your C, your B, you can do or delegate, your C, you never touch. You never, ever do it. I never mow my lawn. And so you got to figure out what those activities are and only focus on A. And in A category for business, it should just be a handful of things. Because if you're giving yourself more than 5, 6 things, 10 things to do, 2 hands, we'll say 2 hands, you're working in it too much. I want you, there's a really good book out there called The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's almost as good as Exit Rich. But it says focus on the one thing. So really business owners focus on, really have those top 5 things, but look at that one thing that's going to catapult your business to the next level. Look at what business should we be in? And that's what's going to drive you to success and drive value so that you can spend more time on what's really important in life, which is our friends, our family, our Lord.
Awesome. So
there were some good nuggets in there. There were some good nuggets. So I encourage y'all to listen to this.
I was going to say, for those who might not have caught that because she was like on a roll, you have to probably go back and do like the hashtag replay because she always gives like really great nuggets. And if you are not on her page following her, there's these tips that you do, and they're really short, like reels. And so those always have some really great nuggets too. So thank you for that.
YouTube, follow me. Michelle Saller-Tucker on Facebook. And then we have also got Saller Tucker Facebook page, Exit Rich business Facebook page, and we're on Instagram and TikTok.
So the other book, I don't know if you want to share that, but the other Exit Rich, are you doing that with some other people, or is that going to be just you, or is that public?
So you, Crystal, are special to me because I just let the cat out of the bag and told you about my upcoming book. Nobody knows except for all your listeners.
Somebody knows
that out yet. So stay tuned, Crystal. You'll be the first to know. You're my sister.
I'm gonna message you every week. Well, what is it? Who is it? What's going on? What?
All right, don't make me block you. Don't make me block you. You're my sister from another mother. Remember?
But yeah, and whatever you need, help promoting that and all that, that's part of what we do. So you can definitely let me know that. I'd love to.
You're the best at it. You're the best at it, promoting others.
Thank you. So we really appreciate you being on with us today. And you gave a lot of words already, but do you have any like final comments, final words?
Always.
So I did do with some people the 14-year-old self. What would you tell your 14-year-old self based on what you know today?
Well, when I was in 14, I was in complete turmoil. I did not have a good upbringing at all. I had a very, very difficult childhood. You look at me today and go, oh, she's successful and she's this and she's that. And I came from a very difficult childhood. And at 14, I was in complete turmoil. I'm not going to get into the details, but I really had to pull myself up from my bootstraps, tell myself at a very young age, even probably younger than 14, Michelle, this is not your life. This is not your future. Where you are today doesn't define you. Only you can change your destiny. Only you can control. You are the creator of your movie. You are the director of your own script. Only you are in charge. At 14 years old, everybody else is in charge. So I told myself at 14, never, ever will I let what's happening to me now affect me when I'm an adult. When I can grow up and make my own choices, I'm not going to let my past rule and control my future. My past doesn't define me. The choices I make now is what defines me.
The choices I make now is what defines me.
The choices I make now. I can choose to be stuck in the past, like many people are. I can choose just to stay stuck and stay in suffering. Or I can choose to hold my head up high, realize what I went through, acknowledge it, but don't live it every day. And acknowledge that it's in the rearview mirror. And I'm looking towards the future. And I'm always looking forward, not backwards. It's in the rearview mirror. And only I can redefine the shadow in the mirror. Only I can redefine the shadow in the mirror. Only I can control my future. Only I can decide if I'm going to live in that past or if I'm going to move on and live forward, not backwards. Live life forward, not backwards. And that's what so many people do. You have to live in the moment. You have to look forward to the future. And you got to thank the past. Thank those people who maybe abused you, neglected you, hurt you. Thank them. Because maybe without that childhood, maybe without those people that raised you, that maybe treated you horribly and didn't give you the love you deserve, maybe that's what drives you into the woman that you are today. Because without that, I'm not sure if I would be as successful as I am.
Yeah.
I acknowledge it, I thank it, and I move on from it.
And we all have those kinds of things that if we really, really thought about it in our life, rather than ignoring those things that hurt us, using them as lessons learned is always the best.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And Crystal, I lost my husband.
Yeah.
In November of 2022. And it was devastating. It's one of the worst experiences of my life. And I could have stayed paralyzed and not move. Then I want to be able to take care of my daughter, who is now 13. I want to be able to take care of my clients. I want to be able to continue to provide for my employees. I wanted to do what God wants me to do. So I keep my husband close, always in my heart. And I always ask when I get stuck, which is quite often, what would Rick do? My husband was admired by thousands. He had the biggest heart on the planet. He was the best father and best husband. And I asked myself, what would Rick do? Because he was my mentor. He was the wind beneath my wings. But you got to keep moving. You got to get out of the suffering state into the living state. And you got to ask yourself, and be a blessing for others. You got to ask yourself, why did this happen for me? Now, I don't ask myself that with my husband because that's way too painful. But my past, I ask myself, why did this happen for me and not to me?
Right.
Tony Robbins always says, why does this happen for you and not to you? Everybody wants to take on the victim mentality, the victim role. And they want to play victim for the rest of their lives. I was talking to one of my doctors yesterday because I own medical clinics. I own multiple different companies. And the doctor says, look, my wife was terribly, terribly, terribly abused as a child, raped by her father, and her mother held her. Now, this is devastating. This woman is now 60 years old. Every day is a struggle for her. She's never really been able to, she's been able to accomplish to live. And that's a huge accomplishment to keep living, right? But she hasn't lived the quality life. She hasn't lived that quality of life. And she keeps living in the pain. You have to get out of the pain. You got to stop the suffering state and ask yourself, why did this happen for you, not to you? If you lose one of your best, let's say you lose a friend, maybe it really wasn't a true friend. Maybe you lost a client, or you're trying to get a new position, a new job, and the door slammed on you. And you think, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. But guess what? It doesn't have to be. Guess what? It's an opportunity on the other side of that slammed door. And the only time you fail is when you quit. All of us are 3 feet from gold.
Mm-hmm.
All of us are 3 feet from gold. But people quit too quick, too soon.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, this is really good.
I'd like to add one more thing. You asked me, do I have one last thought? Yes. Women, you don't have to do it all alone. Go back to that ABC list. You don't have to do everything all alone. You need to ask for help. And if you're a woman entrepreneur, guess what? You need other entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's women, female or male, that piece doesn't really matter. But there are so many brilliant women out there that make brilliant mentors. You need to align yourself. Number one, your network equals your net worth. Your network equals your net worth. You want to be successful? Hang out with successful people. You want to make money? Hang out with people who make money and can teach you lessons about money. Because it's not about what you always make, it's about what you keep.
Mm-hmm.
You need a mentor to really help you in business, which can also help you with personal. And that mentor, I always say, this is my saying, I didn't take it from anybody. So if you take it, you better use my name, Michelle Saller Tucker. I always say, it's hard to read the label from the inside of the bottle.
Right.
You need an outsider's perspective to read the warning signs, to keep you out of the danger zone. Don't do it alone. That's what's so great about women. There's so many women networks. Crystal's the best. There's so many different women organizations. You don't have to do it alone. Women are so used to keeping everything on their shoulders, carrying so much heavy weight. What do men do? They walk in, they go to the man cave. What do we do? Get dinner on the table, get your kids together. You make sure they're doing their homework. You don't have to do it alone. There are strengths in numbers. Find yourself a women's organization. Join Crystal. If you're not part of Crystal's organization, you're missing out.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, sister. I love to encourage everyone to go get my book, Exit Rich.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's in Hudson bookstores and almost all international, all major airports. And then make sure you follow me on social media. And we have a podcast called Exit Rich. Tune in. Crystal's been on my podcast.
Have I?
You have. Would you like me to send you the episode to remind you? You have. And if I find you haven't, you're the next one.
Like, have I? You know, I'm 1,000 years old too. So I'm like, have I?
Yes. Where haven't you been? I tell you, I met Crystal on a red carpet in California way back when. And I think it was you, Crystal, my daughter's dress ripped.
It was.
Myself and my husband, my daughter, we were on the red carpet in California, and my little girl's dress ripped. And it was all the way back to where it doesn't need to be back to. So it was all the way down. And Crystal's like, oh, I got this. I'm like,
because you went and stood in the long line, and I'm like, this baby doesn't need to be in this long. There were so many women there, and only like 2 stalls. I'm like, just give her to me. We're going to the front of the line, and nobody said anything.
That's what I met. She fixed my daughter's dress.
Yeah, nobody said anything. I'm like, I dared anybody to say anything to me. That's how we met.
That's how we met, and we're sisters, right?
Yep. Forever.
We fight like sisters.
Like, what the heck? OMG. Oh, I'm like, okay, calm down. Love you, sister.
Love you, sister. Any else words of wisdom I can leave with you today?
Well, you've left a lot. You've left a lot. And because I told you asked me about Forbes, and she's in Iceland. So she wasn't able to be on today. And
What is she doing in Iceland?
Her son wanted to go to Iceland. So she took her family to Iceland for his birthday to see the Northern Lights and all the stuff. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So I just want to leave ladies with this. Have habits. You know, you've heard of seven habits. What is it?
Highly effective people.
Yeah. Make sure you have those habits. Stick to your ABC list. Align yourself with a mentor. Ask yourself what business are you in? What's your superpowers? What business should you be in? And hide your weaknesses. Focus on your strengths.
Awesome. Thanks for that recap. And I will be in touch with you about a couple things.
Thank you, sister.
All right. You take care. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Well, hey, everyone. So glad that you can be with us for International Women's Day. I'm about to go to our next segment. So stay tuned, log in and hit the like and the heart and all the stuff and leave the comments. You've been doing great. It's broken up into like 7 segments today because it's 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. PST, California time, because I'm over here for some Oscars events. And so it's been really great. And I have a little studio set up here. It's working pretty well. So I will see you in just a few moments on the other link. All right. Thank you so much. And we are going to continue with our International Women's Day.